What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Football Manager Save. It's episode number 21, and today we are returning with Transfer Deadline Day, where we should be spending quite a bit of money, and also probably Burnley away at Turf Moor if we get the time as well. Let's just jump straight into it. So we'll take an active part in the media coverage that traditionally surrounds Transfer Deadline Day, and as we know, we are about to see the departure of Anthony Robinson, but the only thing about this is, I don't know if I can force it through. Now, I briefly mentioned in the last episode, I don't know how confirmations work nowadays in FM, because before, you used to be able to ask for confirmation. Oh, there we go. Brilliant. Maybe I should have checked that before I started recording the episode. What a tit I am. Anyway, there we go. Robinson is going to sign for SH Port. I talked about delaying in the last episode and how it's very convenient if, of course, you want to keep them until deadline day ends or if you've got a crisis in terms of squad depth or whatever. But I forgot to mention in the last episode we had a 3-1 loss to Southampton. I don't know if I'll show you the highlights here or not, but we lost 3-1 anyway. Bamford got a goal. We went down to 10 men after Saints went 1-0 up, so felt for sure we'd lose, and we did indeed. So our poor run of form continues in the Premier League. We are still, oopsie daisy, we're still in 11th place though, and as you can see, 26 points on the board, 14 clear of Brentford. I still feel very confident we'll be able to pick up at least an extra like 10 to 12 points in 18 games, and that'll be enough to survive. So anyway, Anthony Robinson is going to go. Major sale with this, biggest in club history, I believe, but as good as he is, I've got to be honest here, £45 million, which is, again, what it will rise to at some point. He's been a good servant to the club, don't get me wrong, but I think it's the right thing to do. So as that deal has just gone through, we'll check our bank balance, and I believe that means we'll have around £60 million to work with on this transfer deadline day. Wait for it. 33 million on the balance because it's not been added. What's happened here? Wait, what have I done? Yeah, this is a youngster that I'm letting go of. We're not going to sell this young man or this young man. What has happened here? Why hasn't that gone through? He's still here. What's going on? Well, I just confirmed the deal. And what? What? But what do you mean contract? He negotiated a contract like a week ago. What do you mean? No, I don't want this bid here for this young man. What? Why? Hang on. I'm really confused here. Have I cocked this up? Because, I mean, he agreed to contract. We accepted the deal. I just waved goodbye to him at the airport. Why is he still here? Well, this is kind of annoying because it means that I can't do what I was going to do, which is sign the replacement I've already got lined up. But obviously, is he going to run down the clock so I can't buy anyone to replace him and then leave in the final 5 minutes? I don't know what's going on here. It says he's expected to make his contract decision in a few days' time, but he's already agreed the deal. So I'm scared to say, can you hurry up and do it because you only got 9 hours left in case he says piss off instead I'm going to stay here. I actually don't know what to do now because I have the replacement lined up. If he's not going to go, I don't want to spend the money on him. And by the time he's gone, the replacement might have gone elsewhere. This is so annoying. I'm going to run out of time. I literally had the whole day and I'm going to run out of time. Because Anthony's got cold feet and he's had a change of heart, I think. This is extraordinary. There's only 5.5 hours left. The day's basically gone. Do you know what? Sod it. I'm going to bring the replacement in now. Josh Tymon of Stoke City. Now, you'll know about this guy from FM 19, I think it was, when the guy was incredible. He doesn't get quite as good nowadays in FM, but he is still quite a young fullback and still does quite well. He's been very good in the Championship for Stoke City over the past couple of years. As you can see, last season, 8 assists in 44, averaging a 7.31. And this year, not too bad, 5 in 29, and 5 man-of-the-matches over these past 2 years as well. Had a loan spell at Millwall, did he really, in the first season? season. How very interesting indeed. But yeah, Tymon, he has a minimum fee release clause to clubs in a higher division, which is us in the Premier League of 19 mil. So Stoke will have to accept the deal. And I would say he's quite similar to Anthony Robinson, not too dissimilar. Also a couple of years younger as well. So relatively similar, about the same physically and mentally. Robinson a little bit quicker, but technically he does exceed the English-born American. So let's bring him in, and I'm just gonna assume. Okay, fair enough. I'm just going to assume that Robinson is going to go, and we'll side Tymon for about half the price. What I'm hoping is that this guy is going to develop quite nicely. Again, there isn't much difference between him and Anthony Robinson, but if he kicks on and develops quite well, then he could become a better left-back in the future. Actually, do you know what? I wouldn't be against that. If he wants to go at some point. No, fuck off, and definitely fuck off unused substitute fee. What you'll notice as I do like my first contract on camera is that there are certain clauses that I'll never allow in my contracts. You know, one is a yearly wage rise, because I get it, don't get me wrong. And I'm not against it for like a really young player when the salary is so low, but sometimes players don't develop, or sometimes players fall out of rotation or fall out of your favour. Why should they be getting a wage rise when their minutes are going to get reduced and their status to the team is of lower importance? And also, unused substitute fee. I've mentioned before, there we go. Unused substitute fee. My least favourite clause, which I literally will never allow. Why should you be getting paid for not playing? Rubbish. Oh, you are joking. You are actually joking. He's just fucked me off. You are joking. He's just decided to stay at Stoke. He's just signed a new contract with Stoke. Where are they in the Championship? To be fair, they're pushing for promotion and they're in a playoff place, and he has been there for a few years now, but he's just mugged me off. He's just mugged me off and decided to stay at Stoke for a lesser wage in a lower division. Jesus, tell me how you really feel, Josh. Oh, sod this. Sod this. I don't even know what's going on. We've got 3 hours left on deadline day. Anthony's still here and I've missed out on my replacement. I could not be doing this worse. Right, do you know what? Sod it. I'm going to get my B option. My B option. My backup. Matthew Target. You're not the one I wanted. You know the ones on Tinder or on Hinge. They're low down your rotation. They're very low down the list. You don't often interact unless you're feeling really lonely. Matt Target's been at Fulham before, had a loan spell here a few years ago from the Saints. He's moved on to Aston Villa. He's now surplus to requirements there. They don't play him. This is not the one I wanted. I'm going to be honest with you, Matt, but if you fancy it, I'm up for it. Well, the only good news is it's going to be a very cheap transfer, but there might not be enough time to complete a permanent move for Matt Target. A loan move could have more chance of beating the deadline. Oh my, I'm running out of time. I've got 2 hours and 3/4 to sort this out. What's happened? Like, what has happened? I don't understand what's going on. How have I ballsed this up so badly? I don't know what's going on. Oh God, oh my word, this is a nightmare. 3-year deal, because I can't imagine him staying past that. Again, the only good news is that his contract is going to be less in terms of weekly wage. You can piss off. And also, of course, we're going to pay a far lower transfer fee, but I far much would have preferred Mr. Josh Tymon. No, I'm not returning with him. Is the deal going to go through? It is. So Matt Target is going to join. The B option is in. I can't believe this. And what is going on with Anthony Robinson? I really don't understand. This did not go according to plan. I was so excited for this deadline day, and I've actually completely choked it. I've choked transfer deadline day. The clock doesn't start until I continue, and yet I somehow managed to almost run out of time. Well, there's half an hour to go on deadline day, and it's now officially over. Anthony Robinson is still a Fulham player. We missed out on Josh Tymon because he chose to stay in the Championship and join me. And I've signed someone I didn't particularly want that much, who's also come in injured. I mean, I'm not the best football manager player in the world. I can't believe Josh Tymon mugged me off to stay at Stoke, though. That is really... I tell you what, if Stoke get promoted and he comes to Craven Cottage, he is going to get an earful from me when he's running up and down the sideline. Now, we've just lost one of our youngsters, by the way, Sylvester Japster. He normally does quite well in FM, but I haven't really used him at all since the save began, and I'm happy just to let him go on a free transfer, because again, technically, the guy is very poor, and I don't think he'll ever really cut it at Premier League level in the save, I should say. Should we just shut up and get to the Burnley game? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, one of our youngsters has gone down with a serious injury as well. I like this guy too, bought him in from West Ham. Can you imagine now if Anthony Robinson rejects the contract from Shanghai Port? He was ready to leave. I was like, no, hold on a second, Anthony. Oh, no, there we go, right on cue. And there it is. So he leaves after deadline day as a final FU to me, because I don't have the money to work with on deadline day to bring someone else in. But there it is. Anthony Robinson has officially now left the club. Maybe the flights were delayed or something. I'm not entirely sure. But Anthony Robinson has gone. Everton get £1 million of the £40 million as a fee. And there we go. He's off to China. To be fair, he was a very consistently good left back. But I think you have to admit the deal was just far too good to turn down. Farewell. Maybe he'll come back someday. You never know. But I have to say, what a massive profit we made on him. Very happy with that indeed. Unfortunately, he left after deadline day, so I couldn't work with the money. But at least I get to see this. Just shy of £58 million in our bank balance. And because we can't bring anyone in now with that monster transfer budget, when we get the end of season budgets in the initial ones for the new season, we are going to have a lot of money to play with in the summer transfer window. And I'm going to bring in a load of veterans with shocking physical stats just for a laugh on free transfers. Just kidding. Haven't done that this save, though. Haven't done that this save at all. Like, veterans in FM, as I mentioned before, as dressing room leaders, they do provide valuable experience, you know. Yeah, there we go. Record transfer fee. They do... Oh, Sessignon, how is he getting on at Spurs? He's not playing. He's not playing. He's got 3 years left on his deal, but to be fair, he's not really progressed very well either. He's in there under 23s, actually. Loan him out. Loan the guy out. Let him get some game time, man. I'll tell you. Oh, mate, why didn't I think about that? Why didn't I think about bringing Sessignon back on loan for the rest of the year? God, I have mucked this up completely today, haven't I? Actually, can I still do that? That might be something I might still be able to do, but then again, thinking about it, I'm not sure I really need him now, because we still got Joe Bryan, who's still here as well. Do you know what? Sod it. I stay with the boys. I trust my team. I think we'll be okay to survive this season. So, let's do it then. First and only game of today's episode, Burnley away at Turf Moor. And again, the run we have had in the Premier League has been horrific, as you can see. Just 2 wins in our last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. Very poor indeed, but as I mentioned before, I think we only really need like 10 points to stay up in the division, and I feel confident being able to do that in 18 games. Into the game, I will make a few alterations. Is Matt Targett fit enough to play? No, he's not. Brilliant. I bought a player that's injured. Fantastic. Well done, me. I think I'll have Kyle Walker-Peters filling in at left back with Brian staying on the bench. Let us play Knockout on the right-hand side. Camera's going to pop himself on the bench. And I think that will do it for changes. In fact, I'm going to bring Tosin in for Tyrone Mings. So this will be our team. Rodex in goal. Back for his Kyle Walker-Peters, Tosin, Jerome, and Roberts with Zambo and Gagliardini through the middle. Caballero on the left, Knockout on the right, and Cook supports Bamford up top. On the bench, Darlow, Mings, Brian, Reed, Kearney, Camera, and Bobby Reed as well. First and only game, it is indeed Burnley away. Let's get a win and just forget about that transfer deadline day mess. Come on, Fulham. I can't believe that Matt Targett, by the way, decided to go ahead and stay at Stoke. I mean, you know, I get it, don't get me wrong, because we're not exactly a high-profile Premier League side yet. And obviously he's been at Stoke for quite a while now, since leaving Hull all those years ago. And despite the loan spells, he's nailed down a first-team spot there. He's always in the team. They're pushing for promotion. And in the playoffs right now, you wouldn't want to abandon your team then, would you? You wouldn't want to abandon your bros, would you? So I get it, don't get me wrong, but it's still like... Mate, I even offered you more money. Like, seriously, I think what I should have done is change the squad status and gave him a first-team role right from the very get-go. That was probably my error there, and I've made many of them in this save, and it's already only season 3. To be fair, though, I mean, he's a very decent left-back, but 19 mil, it's not a lot of money. But to bring in Matt Targett for free, I think it was much, much, much cheaper, lower wage as well. And to be fair, even if Tymon was going to come in, he was never going to be like first-choice left-back forever, because he's good. But as the years go by, we're going to make more progression and we're going to be able to sign a better class of player. So I'm not too disappointed he decided to stay at Stoke instead. And to be fair as well, we don't need to spend that much money at the moment. We're okay as we are right now. We're doing okay. So uneventful game so far, as it's still 0-0. Definitely take this here at Turf Moor though, and get a decent point. But I do think Burnley will get themselves a chance to go in front not before long. And here it is, Dwight McNeil denied by Marek Rodak with a fantastic save. And his one-on-one stops are really, really consistently good at times. Still 0-0. I'd certainly take this, boys. Come on. I think because we are so many points clear of the drop, a point for me in practically any game we play is probably good enough. Because you think about it, got 18 games to go, 18 points. That would give us, what, 45 points? So yeah, a draw in any game we play suits me down to the ground. But Burnley really coming out of the gates flying in this second half as Rodak claims that corner. Free kick even. And it's still 0-0 as Marek will launch it long and Knockout runs onto it. Anthony playing for a new deal, out of contract in the summer, down the right hand side, holds it up, crosses, and Bamford is denied as Burnley will clear. Come on, Fulham. Gagliardini finds Zambo, captain, back to the Italian. I love it when these two play together because they have got so much energy, the pair of them, as Knockout flicks into Cook, and now Bamford, back to Anthony, and now Gagliardini to Cook. Nice passing. Can we find a bit of space, though? Yes, we can. What a ball. To Kyle Walker-Peters. Caballero. Oh, what a goal. Ivan Caballero. What a goal. That's a goal that needs to be appreciated in 3D. Fantastic ball by Gagliardini to spot the runner Kyle Walker-Peters into Caballero. That is an absolute beauty of a strike. Bends it in, off the post. Nick Pope with no chance. Fulham in front. Caballero with the goal. I was close to selling him in this January window, by the way. Funny enough, it was Shanghai Port once again that put a bid in. They wanted him and Anthony Robinson. I rejected it. Decided to keep him here. He's very inconsistent, but every now and then he comes good. And sometimes in really big games at big moments. 1-0 Fulham, and Gagliardini is just spreading balls around like a sex pest. Burnley give it away, and Bamford makes it 2-0. Shocking back pass. Patrick's 12th of the year. 2-0 Fulham. Fuck you, Josh Tymon. We're fine. Stay at Stoke, mate. We don't want you. We're okay without you, mate. Zambo's ball inside, cut out. After an awful back pass, Bamford finds the bottom corner, and Fulham go 2-0 up, courtesy of Patrick. To be fair, I really wanted Josh Tymon. Like, I really did. I had that replacement lined up for the whole of the January window. So I'm kind of gutted he did reject me. But you know what? It's okay. We're 2-0 up at Turf Moor, and this win would be absolutely massive if we can hold on to it. 11 minutes on the clock, but Burnley looking for a late comeback here. Thompson steps inside, and the shot goes wide. I think we'll be fine. 5.5 minutes to go. I'm a little bit nervous here as Burnley continue to push and look for a goal back. And to get one, which they have done, Sissoko drills it underneath Marek Rodak. There's 5 minutes to go. It's not over yet. All hands on deck now, boys. All hands on deck. Don't throw this away. The amount of points we've thrown away from winning positions in this save in 2.5 years is shocking. Marek, good hands. Almost there. Bobby on as a pressing forward. I like a pressing forward in the final few stages when you're closing out a game, just to put the pressure on the opponents. And there we go. We do indeed escape with the victory. 2-1 at Turf Moor. So to be fair, despite what was a poor run of form, 3 wins in our last 4 in the Premier League means I think we are almost there now. That will take us for what, 30 points on the board? We've got now 29 points with 17 games to go. I'd say 3 wins in 17, and that'll be more than enough to survive. We're almost there. So that will end today's episode of the FM Save, guys. So big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. Certainly was an interesting deadline day. Didn't exactly go according to plan, did it? But either way, I hope Tymon does get promoted with Stoke City. I hope they go up now. I'd love to have like a little mini rivalry with a player. I think that would be really cool. Josh Tymon mugging us off. And a little bit of a rivalry now. That'll be really fun. But have a great day there, guys. Much love to you all. Of course, it's a quadruple upload weekend this weekend, so we'll be returning tomorrow. And based on how clear we are right now in the Premier League, I don't feel the need to come back for any of these Ferriby fixtures. We'll come back with March, shall we? Maybe Brentford away and West Ham away as well. Or maybe Aston Villa away and Brentford away. Just to try and secure survival. And maybe that'll be the penultimate episode of Season 3. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you all. And I'll see you for the next episode of the FM Say, where hopefully I don't make as many stupid errors very soon. Wishful thinking, docs.